I fall into the blackest place, where light causes pain and darkness brings solace.
Agony is a victim of its own ambition. For every moment of jaw-droppingly detailed environments overflowing with gore and blood, there are moments of acute frustration due to poor level design, repetitive gameplay, and downright aggravating mechanics. It was almost as if Agony was trying so hard to be a video game that it lost sight of what made its trailers so grotesquely appealing to horror-loving gamers around the world. When your tormented soul isn't busy scouring mazes of flesh and bones looking for body parts to place on pedestals or dip in bowls of excrement, you'll spend time holding your breath and trying not to get caught by demons. It's all just as monotonous as it sounds, and the early areas feature a trio of these tedious mazes almost back to back. You could have cut out half of Agony's 8 to 10 hours, and it would have been a more focused and consistently entertaining horror experience. Agony is at its best when it stops trying to shove these simplistic and repetitive game mechanics down your throat and instead lets you revel in its graphic obscenity. There is a loose story here about seeking out a red goddess to escape from hell, but it's barely noticeable. The environments are painstakingly crafted, though deep, dark colors coat every inch, and its use of stark blackness is bold and poignant, ensuring you can never be too sure of your surroundings. You'll see tons of messed up stuff in Agony, like this giant pulsating bloody mouth, plenty of genitals we won't show, giant, gross, and creepy fingers everywhere like these, and just tons of blood. Like, lots of blood. But as eye-popping as the grotesque imagery is, red and black can only be used in so many ways before every maze and corridor starts to look the same. Agony's primary issue is one of overindulgence. By the midway mark, you'll have seen so many naked demons, mutilated genitals, dismembered corpses, and other horrific scenes that you'll likely become desensitized to it all. Replaying lengthy sections was also a contributing factor. Save points are scattered sporadically throughout Agony inside large, demon-infested mirrors. The problem is, these checkpoints don't feel evenly distributed. Sometimes there are 2 within 5 minutes, but then you can go 20 or more minutes without ever finding one, end up dying, and have to slog through that section of hell all over again. You have a chance to save yourself though. Whenever you're killed, your spirit leaves your body and has a limited amount of time to fly around the environment in search of hosts to possess. If you run out, then you're sent back to the most recent checkpoint. On the easy difficulty, you can possess host bodies just by triggering the possession, but on the higher difficulty settings, Agony never explains what you're supposed to do in order to successfully possess someone, or how the mechanic really works at all. Given how often you die, that sort of information really should be explained front and center. And speaking of poor communication, all of the abysmal voice acting in Agony drags down an otherwise convincingly hellish vibe. It's hard not to laugh at the awful delivery, which makes it tough to be scared.
I wouldn't become too attached to that torch. Don't become too attached to fire.
Agony proves that, like beauty, horror can be only skin deep. With gratuitous amounts of violence and masochistic overtones, this blood-soaked adventure is not for the faint of heart. But while its bold and detailed environments depict hell in the most nightmarish ways possible, even the fantastically obscene sights and creepy sounds become mundane and dull by the end of its series of repetitious mazes, unimaginative item hunts, and weak stealth gameplay. For more on Agony, watch the first 11 minutes of gameplay right here. For some better terrifying experiences, check out our reviews of The Forest and Killing Floor Incursion. And for everything else, keep it right here at IGN.